election.
No.
Did they misquote you?
No, I said for my party.
For your party?
For my party.
The PDP?
We want to win the election, not by hook or by crook.
But of course you know that you know the complaints about that election.
Yeah. Now,
far from being fair.
No, that election was fair.
You think so?
Oh yes. Look, there is no election we have had in Nigeria that has not been disputed. The election was disputed, all right, but the election reflected the will of the people of Nigeria. And my party had 28 governors.
If you have to do it again.
You think that 28 out of 36 governors, where you have one of the contestants had probably 5 governors, one hadn't got any governor at all, and these governors will campaign and work for their own party, and you think that my party will lose?
You know, it has been actually said that it is true that Nigeria, at least on paper, is a multi-party system.
Yes.
But in reality, it is a one-party state. PDP controls almost everything.
So what is wrong with that? Now, what is wrong with that? If the people of Nigeria decide to vote for PDP, should PDP go to them and say, please,
in a free
vote for us?
and fair election?
Yes.
That is also verified by the international observers.
Yes.
But not the last election in 2007.
No, don't talk about these international observers. In the last 18 months, I have observed the election in South Africa and in Togo.
Yes.
And if you have gone by what the so-called international observers are saying, both elections will have been declared not acceptable. And this morning I have only commented
and
on...
it is in consonance with what is happening in Nigeria today. Almost every week in the Senate, House of Representatives, you see members of other political parties decamping into our party. So we came here so that Mr. President will bless this resolution. And Mr. President has graciously blessed this resolution. And by Tuesday, I will urge you to go and see what will happen in the chambers. One-party state, you see, if one-party state is a wish and blessing to Nigeria, one-party state is not by force. One part of our party, if they decide to come into our party willingly, I think there's nothing like that. There's nothing with that. Today, we are working for one-party system. But if that is the wish of Nigerians, we cannot quarrel with that. You know, they say too many cooks spoil the soup. Too many political parties spoil governance.
Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
It is the first day of the third year of the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yesterday made it exactly 24 months, 2 years, you may want to say, that he's been sworn in as the 10th democratically elected president of the biggest economy, Africa's biggest and the most populated country. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Nigeria. Good evening. Welcome to the Situation Room live on Mainland 98.3 FM. It's a good time to be alive. And I also want to think your week has been awesome. Yeah, mine has been super good because we've had conversation around, weighing and assessing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's been a mid-term assessment week. In fact, it didn't start this week. Started off last week Thursday when the special advisor to the president on media and policy communication, Dr. Daniel Bwala, joined me on the show for over 1 hour, and they were talking about the journey for this administration, how we got to where we are as a country, or better still, where exactly are we as a country in terms of security, in terms of the economy, agriculture, transportation, everything you can imagine, healthcare, put it all on the APC government. In 2015, it was exchange. In 2019, it was next level for the second term agenda of former President Muhammadu Buhari. In 2023, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the then national leader of the All Progressive Congress, said, hey, Nigerians, come. Let us renew our hope and let us continue to believe that this country will function. And then we went into the election in 2020. Southern presidency is a case of, a transition from the APC to the APC. It was a system, or let me put it this way, it was a process or a period when Nigerians had to sit back and ask themselves, how much progress have we made? Beyond celebrating transiting from one democracy or one government to the other, one election to the other, maybe on 26 years of uninterrupted democracy, the longest stretch we've had since 1960 when we got independent. We've had the 1999 election, we've had the 2003 election, 2007 election, 2011 election, 2015 election, we've had 2019, we've had 2023, and we're already preparing for 2027. So the question is this: beyond this peaceful, well, which is also relative, transmission, what else have we gained? How big has our democracy evolved? I started off the show today with 3 soundbites. The first was from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where he was saying that there's no problem having a warm, they don't have life jacket. He said the game is the game, and then the more the merrier. Capture them all, bring all of them, and let us fix the country. That was his charge to his party faithfuls at the APC concert in Abuja. And the next was from the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, in 2012, when he granted an interview where he said, why not? I don't have a problem with my party controlling all of this. The national chairman, the immediate past governor of Kano State, that's Alhaji Abdullahi Ganduje, saying that too many political parties spoils governance. He said too many cooks spoils the soup. So if Nigerians are praying and asking and yearning and wishing for a one-party state, so be it. So we have key individuals that have played different roles. One is asking this: if we had a one-party state in 2015 of ABGA, some PDP members and governors, and of course other little, in quotes, political parties, that was how we have the party that is ruling today. But if the same party is pushing the conversation of a one-party state, how much of a challenge do we have in this democracy that we're practicing? Or let me put it this way, that we are nurturing. They said it's baby steps, but hey, it's been 2 years of this administration, and we've had quite a lot of conversation around growth, around development. We've asked ourselves in the area of security, in the area of the economy, in the area of agriculture, the power sector, the healthcare, transportation, infrastructure, education, culture and tourism. How well have we performed? Or perhaps you also want to go with the school of thought of the former governor of Edo State and now a senator, Senator Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, that said 2 years is too early for Nigerians to start judging the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But I'm a sport person, I'm a sport fan, I'm a sport lover, and I know for one that when you have the first half of a game, it is 45 of 90. It's a moment for the coach and the players to go into the dressing room and have a conversation. What are we doing well? Oh, you, this player, you've not done well in the last 45 minutes. You'd have to sit down and then someone else has to come in. That's why they said when a player is messing up, another player is warming up. That's why they call it a team. Is it time for the president to sit back and assess his cabinet in terms of information dissemination? Is Bayo Onanuga doing his job very well? Is Daniel Bwala doing his job very well? Everyone started the responsibility of communicating policies to the people, explaining policies to the people. Are they doing their job very well? The minister in the last 2 years, or from your own wisdom and observation, you think they've done well, or you think Nigerians should relax? We don't have to raise the administration yet. We don't have to ask questions yet. Let us give them another 2 years. But let me put it to you today that by this time next year, according to my guest yesterday, Mr. Muyiwa Adeyemi, as the former chief political editor of Guardian newspaper, he said from next year, the president will be a figurehead president, because everything around him, everything that involves him, everyone around him is going to be screaming politics an election. That means governance is going to take the back seat. So we have between now and maybe the next few months for us to decide and ask questions. Do you think it's time for the president to check the people around him? Does he have too much politicians around him? Does he have too many praise singers around him? Does he have too many sycophants around him? People that are probably not even telling him the reality of the things on ground, that the minimum wage can barely buy you a bag of rice, that a tuber of yam of 5,000 can barely feed a family of 3. That guess what? Some kids that came to my friend's office for excursion a few days ago, and I was like, oh, hey, kids, we're just having that, just leave the children, just talking. And I asked one of them, I said, what is in your lunch pack? And he said, there's nothing there. I said, what happened? He said, so the kid mentioned the brand of drink he takes to school before, and he said, my mommy did not put it inside. And I'm like, you can't, I just said it within myself that you can't blame your mom. I mean, that thing you asked, the pack is almost ×3 of what it used to be. Cost of medication, if you break down today, if you fall sick, was on the show yesterday, and he said, hey, even to get a certain brand of paracetamol now is 400 naira, and it used to be 50 naira. How much do you buy inhaler for asthma patient? These are the questions we're asking ourselves. Have we made a removal of subsidy? There were states that used to get 2 billion before then. Now they're getting 12, 13, 15 billion every month from the Federation account. So if we are asking the president what is going on, should we also be asking even more from the governors? And now with the local government autonomy, should we also be asking the local government chairman, what are you doing with all of the monies that you are getting from the Federation account? Mr. Governor, when we were managing 6 billion, we understood. Now we're collecting 18 billion. What are you doing with this? Or we can always ask the president what is going on. We can push it down to the National Assembly members. But what happened to the State House of Assembly members? What kind of laws are they making? Are they really performing their oversight functions on the executives at the state level, or they're just being the handbook or the handprint of the sitting governors, as we've seen in some other states? These are questions that Nigerians have asked in the last 2 years. And like I said, today is the day 1 of the 3rd year of this administration. Maybe it's time for Mr. President to sit back and call all of his boys and say, you know what, some of you have been messing up, some of you are trying, some of you guys are flying. I'm not going to come here and give an assessment of whatever it is or whichever minister is performing. You and I know that in terms of interior, there was a time in this country where under a certain minister of interior in this country, we had 13 successful jailbreaks under one particular minister. All he does is announce jailbreak and announce public holidays. It's a problem. To secure the passport was also a problem. All of the agencies that are supposed to work together, that are supposed to coordinate and share intelligence from the prisons to the immigration, all of them were working at different lanes. But it looks like there's some alignment right now. Or maybe you want to look at what the Minister of Interior is doing. Oh, perhaps you think it's Dave Umai, the much celebrated Calabar Coastal Line project. How well are they doing in that regards? Maybe Professor Ali Pati as well as the Minister of Health, but also affordable by Nigerians. All of this, maybe the president needs to sit back and ask his cabinet members, what have you done? Can you assess yourself beyond the ministerial briefings that we get to see? Some of those things are just documents prepared by the aides of these ministers, and then they can't read them to us. The president should have a session with the cabinet members. Bosun Tijani, what have you done in the last almost 2 years of being minister? Oh, Festus Keyamo, what is happening to the airport? What is happening to all of the passes? Oh, Bumolu Bumiojo, what is happening to our borders, the prison systems, or let me put it this way, the correctional facilities? I hope there's any form of correction going on behind those walls, rather than just having, in quotes, petty criminals are coming out to be hardened criminals. So the question the president should ask, how come medications are super expensive and almost out of the reach of an average Nigerian? Oh, the minister of this, the minister of that. What have they done with this administration? What have they brought on board? Oh, the minister of youth, my very good friend, what has he done as well in bringing the youth to a roundtable conversation, owing and knowing very well that the larger population of this country are young people between the ages of 18 and 35. Almost 60% of you sit back and ask. He has advisors, he has senior special advisors, he has assistants, senior special assistants, ministers, department heads, agency heads, this is the time for Nigerians to start asking the right questions. And now to you listening to me today, what have you done also to make this country better? Beyond standing up and singing the national anthem. By the way, how many of us even know the new national anthem? That's the question we need to ask. I watched the game between Nigeria and Ghana, the Unity Cup going on in London. And when it was time to sing the new national anthem, a lot of people in the stadium, Nigerians in UK, they all kept quiet because all of them were expecting to hear, oh, Arise, O compatriot. Now is Nigeria we hail thee, and a lot of them don't know. Let me bust your bubble. If you go to the National Assembly today, there are a lot of your lawmakers, your senators that cannot sing the national anthem. Fact, some of your governors may not even be able to sing the national anthem. So when we talk about patriotism, where do you stand as an individual? Each time you listen to the Nigerian dream, what do you say about it? What roles do you also play to make sure that this country works well? Oh, you are also part of the people that are importing expired or fake infant food. Imagine kids between ages of maybe 6 months, 1 year, the food they will eat. You're part of the people importing fake ones there. You're killing generations, and then you would come on social media or you go around, insulting the government. You're worse than the government. Oh, my friend, you got into a public transport and then you saw a wallet on your seat and there's money inside, or you saw a phone, and then rather than for you to try to locate it, took all of the money and disposed the wallet. You think you're smart, right? You're also part of the people making a mess of this system. So we need to ask ourselves the general question, beyond the government, even when we say the government, who exactly are the government? We are the government. If you look at the political class that we have in this country, they're not even up to 1% of the entire population. So let's assume that we're 230 million. So 10% of 230 million is going to be 23 million, right? So 1% of 23 million is going to be 2.3 million. We don't have up to 2.3 million politicians in this country. Put it together from the governor, interest groups, women leader, put all of them together. They're not even up to 1% of the entire population. So the question we should ask ourselves is this: how come these individuals have so much grip on us, on our daily existence, on our economy, on our social life, on our political development? These individuals, you should even look at it very well on the area of the mode of primaries in some political parties. Or when they tell you delegates, who exactly are the delegates? What qualifies people to be delegates? Imagine a major political party like the PDP, for instance, having a delegate to choose who the presidential candidate would be. And then if the PDP says they have 60 million membership register, that means about 2,000 people are more qualified than those 60 million, and then they will choose who those 60 million people will go vote for. I thought they said democracy is a game of numbers. How come the minority are controlling the majority? Okay, I've asked a lot of questions on the show today. It's time for you, if you can provide some answers, or you also put some of your questions out there. We started this conversation super awesome. On Monday, I had Mr. Olusegun join me on the show, and then we tried to outline some of these things. But the calls that we got that day and some of the messages were a total contrast to what my guest was talking about. Yeah, and that's the truth. On Tuesday, we had a bigger conversation, and the questions were asked is this: what have we done in the area of healthcare? Are we really doing as good or as well or as balanced as we think we should? And yesterday, Mr. Muyiwa Adeyemi was here, Mr. Matthew Okuda was also here live in the studio, and then we looked at all of the 8 cardinal points of the Renewed Hope agenda. So far, so, and they said they are game changers. Some people don't perform well in the first half, and then they win games in the second half. Chelsea's last victory at the UEFA Conference League final, they were the second best side in the first half against Real Betis, but when they came out in the second half, they made some changes, brought in some players, and Chelsea scored 4 goals in the second half, and they won the game. Perhaps President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to consolidate on the little gains that we've had in the last 2 years, and today being the first day of the 3rd year, maybe bringing new people, new ideas, fresh ideas, policy reformulation, better policy communication, better information dissemination from the handlers of the president's information space down to Nigerians. We shouldn't be guessing. We shouldn't be making uninformed decision based on what our sentiments are. Whatever communication, whatever policy the government is coming up with, Daniel Bwala should move away from, hijacking and cyber, whatever with people and communicate effectively to Nigerians. That is what we're asking for. How would you rate this administration? Today is the first day of the third year of the presidency of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed. Exactly are we as a people? You're live on Mainland 98.3 FM, the Friday edition of the Situation Room. So what that means is no guest. It is yours, and I promise FM and also on WhatsApp. So I'll read all of the yesterday's messages, a whole lot of them, and try to catch up with that of today. So we have to pick calls also. So put it together. From now till 5:30, the floor is yours. My name is 광ᴏʟᴏ Akine. Let's get the conversation going. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Mainland FM.
Hello, Jalara. I took my time to listen to you yesterday with your guest at the studio. When you have time, do something. Go to Abia State and interview the governor or his aides. When you come back, you furnish negotiations on your experience with respect to acts of good governance. Look into the area of transportation, healthcare, road infrastructure, market, and what they call welfare of citizens and senior citizens. You have made a law now that if you are above 50 years of age and you are from Abia State, you should have pre-medical services and be paid every month. Another largest.
I think the bill was passed into law yesterday.
Yes. Yeah. So yes. So if I don't know if Abia State is not the richest state in Nigeria,
sure.
I go acquire for him money. So if that governor can do all this, within a very short time, even now ready to build international airport, or not seaport, or whatever, which means many other states can do the same. Nigeria will be transformed. With such a governor in place, we have good leaders ahead of us. And we can look up to them and say, Nigeria has a great future. Yesterday, your guest was saying something that we may not blame the president for insecurity, but if you look at it anyhow, my dear, one of the greatest challenges of this administration is insecurity. Every day, people are killed in Plateau and Benue State, as you speak now, even yesterday. So, but how many of them have been? How many of the criminals have been arrested, prosecuted, maybe jailed or executed? Not even one person. This is where the matter is critical. Not even one person is arrested, prosecuted, either jailed or executed. Just to serve as a deterrent to others.
Thank you.
Yes, we can do many things.
Sure. Thank you very much. Yesterday, we talked about the power situation, and then we asked that the president should, because now governors are living big, whether you like it or not. I know states that used to get about 2.3 billion every month, even up to the last administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. But now, some of those states are getting 11 billion. Some of those states are getting 6 billion. Some of those states are getting 9 billion. So what exactly are they doing with this money? You're welcome, Mr. James.
Yes, this is Mr. James from Agadez. Thank you very much. Even since yesterday, the analysis has been very top-notch.
Thank you.
I said the 2 years, gonna have more money. When that money should have been, used for some subsidy, just to ameliorate, to reduce the cost of things. At the end of the day, will not affect the life of people. So that is why I say, if you government someone that meant well, so actually to reduce the suffering of people, it is been well shown. It is where everybody will feel it. Now you know that some use to reduce the cost of things on people, then give it to governors for them to keep enjoying themselves. Nigerians soldiers are killed. Number of Nigerian farmers, number of Nigerians across the country. Talk about the cost of things. Talk and we say, okay, this government, even though we have not benefited this and this and this. But this is one thing we have benefited. But you cannot single out one thing. Even the supporters who support everybody is entitled for Nigerian people.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I know today is Friday and a lot of us have a lot of things to talk about. But please, let's make it as brief as possible so that we can pick quite a lot of calls as we always do. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Good to have you join us.
My name is Sɪᴛᴜᴏ from Badagry.
Okay, I didn't get your name.
I said my name is Tᴜɪᴜnᴜ from Badagry.
Okay. How is Badagry today?
Nice.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Hello. Oh, okay. Trump.
This is Don calling from Ojota.
Okay.
You see this administration, the Port Harcourt refinery is working, and that one of my baba from what's it called? What of it? He started Obasanjo should go and check. Let them carry in what is the Port Harcourt outcome refinery that is working? All this lie they have lied, and they will leave that one. They will be saying mechanized farming. Is it the place too? They are killing people that they are saying mechanized farming. How many farmers that you see the other my papa also from that Malaji who also say past government is not Tinubu that started it. Is it not Tinubu that move our fuel from there?
Whatever it is that is wrong with the network, I just keep calling 0913-600-0410. I read the messages of yesterday. I hope I'll be able to touch every one of those messages and also take your calls. So keep calling. How would you rate this administration? We've had experts come talk about it, both from the political side. We started off actually with Professor Pat who told me about people from government. Daniel Bwala was with us last week Thursday for over 50 minutes to look at immediate past chief political editor and now former, yes, of Guardian newspaper. That's Mr. Miwa DME. He was live in the studio with us, and Mr. Matthew Okuda also was in the studio with us. Mr. Matthew Okuda is at one point acting deep security, economy, agriculture, power, health sector, transportation, and exactly 1 day into the third year today. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
You're welcome.
My name is Wisdom from Governor.
Wisdom from Governor. Governor should be in the cartoon, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You say we know believe in one Nigeria. We are just shouting one Nigeria, one Nigeria. But we are not one Nigeria. If we are one Nigeria, why did you killing soldiers in the north? Then because the chief of army will not do anything. But if they kill Southeast, they will burn down the community now. If they continue to be free. Because the president, all the governor, all the soldiers, all the people, all of them, they are enjoying it.
Let's also, in between, squeeze in some messages. Ahmed Tinubu seems to be so confused and full of divisionary tactics. Is it time for politics? Along their political godfather, no stable electricity in terms of payment of high tariff, alarming cases of insecurity across the country, non-functional educational system, lack of adequate healthcare delivery services, hunger, lifestyle of government officials, monumental corruption, hopelessness, lack of fear of God. This is a lot. Of our nonsense democracy, still APC or the opposition party. A case of the devil and the deep blue sea. A change may be preferred at a time like this. Nigeria shall be great again. From my friend Dr. Prince from Ojo Alaba. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
So what I was saying is that all these defeats and the lies they are telling us, they are reversed from that. So not only that, if we want to, if they know that they have their popularity, let us do. Where we get it wrong is when they are doing the election, their own primary election, they are spending foreign money, which is dollar. Money. If we do election, primary election with money or foreign dollar, is dollar our own local currency. Why are they selling? That is where we get it wrong. Both Atiku and this Jagaba that is there. They miss it up. You understand? So way forward, security should be Tinubu should not travel go abroad for anything. It should stay in Nigeria for the remaining 2 years that remain. So let him be visiting our medical center. So I will see how our medical they should go.
Never again asked. Would never even second time is around the corner. Who, Mr. President, would show the exit way? Is it those decamping from other political costers? We're not cost, actually. We're just not lucky with leaders. And let me tell you, this second time will be used as a campaign. Nigerians should not expect anything from this second time. It's a commission of campaign and my family. Friday from Mowe. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Mainland FM. All right.
Okay. I greet everybody. This is okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, well done. Happy 29
of year 3.
Yeah. I am surprised as people are saying that
APC or Tinubu did not do in Nigeria. And he has entered, he brought more DC and tax, more tax, corruption, more corruption. So he has done so many things. Why are they complaining that he did not do anything? So we should stop complaining that he is not doing anything. And this is Mr. Strategy. Strategy of making people to be poorer. And that woman, God will not be happy with that kind of person.
Thank you for things that they do. Somebody can tell you that, oh, I mean, we've seen a lot of people, professors, former politicians, they said it's the best thing to have happened to our democracy. I mean, I've lost count of the number of times I've seen as a distinguished Senator Tɣᴇ, the president of the Senate, the number 3 man in this country, singing the praise of Mr. President. So a lot of people, feel he's done so well. So the fact that you do this administration, maybe you got a contract and you did the contract well, and then from the proceeds of the contract, your own life got better. You're not going to come out and say this administration has not done well, right? Okay. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Mainland FM. Ooh, I got here a bit late.
Thank you. My name is Shola.
Mr. Shola,
I'm calling from 2 years. For me, if I imagine, just I can see they have spent 2 terms. The thing is, Nigerians that are even advising him, the last caller, when I hear people advising that you should not go on foreign trips, you should not do this, you are just wasting your advice. These are a group of people that don't care about you and I. Now, what I want to say again is that you asked a question. You mentioned about if this, that we are the government. The truth is that I've always been saying this. Nigerians, or the same government that the people deserve the government that they have. Tribal, sentiment, tribal sentiment. And we have some group of people too, they are docile. Fella has sang some long time ago. The problem is that Nigerians are the problem of themselves. There was a country, was it not 2 years ago, maybe Finland, where I saw the citizens showing their lawmakers inside the dustbin. Did you see that video? I think it was one of these Scandinavian countries. They threw them inside the dustbin until we hold these people to account. In the cartoon there, during the coffee, police snapped me, everybody ran away and left me. This happened during that day. I'm telling you, everybody ran and left me. We didn't see you now, for God's sake. It was a woman that came, policewoman. I don't know how God sent that woman. She just came and rescued me. I just spent 10 minutes in that police station. We will continue the way we are, I'm telling you. These people are serious.
Thank you.
The government of APC, they are going to hold the country by the jugular. They are not going to release Nigeria until we release ourselves.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shola. But I mean, it's not just the APC governors now. There are Labour Party. There's Labour Party governor. There is NNPP governor. So there are also PDP governors. I mean, I know in Osun is PDP. I know in Bauchi is PDP. I know in Plateau is PDP. I know in Oyo State also is PDP. So I've got PDP governors as well. So it's not just an APC problem. That's why when we say, Mr. President, it's because the entire responsibility eventually stops on the table of Mr. President. But we also need to hold our governors accountable. These people are making huge amount of money, and you ask yourself, why is it that everywhere you turn to, you talk to people on the streets, go to the markets, go to the farms, everybody is talking about hardship, everybody is complaining about how difficult it is to keep body and soul together, and every month come out to deny that they are not getting this humongous amount of money. But the question is this: when it says what Nigerians have experienced in the last 2 years of this administration has been agonizing for the poor masses of this country. All we've seen is a government that is more interested in taking care of the political class rather than the masses they are in office to cater for their welfare. For the past 2 years, Tinubu has failed to address the core issues of excruciating hunger, deprivation lifestyle of the president and his political allies, the conspiracy of the National Assembly against the Magboro. Mr. Gege Joshua. Hello.
How are you doing?
Fear of your party in Nigeria.
Okay. And it's my birthday. It was a day after my birthday.
Yes, we're trying to pick your call that day, but man, the lines were just really busy.
I sincerely understand. Yeah, you want to play whether you want to play politics or not. This is our country, and we have to face our reality. at least one minister out of all not doing anything to even probe them, visit their...
Spending these monies. You know why?
If nothing is happening, as a party, they want to present a candidate. Primary objective of everybody is to win an election. And they will not want to present a candidate that the only thing he can do is speak English, quote so many theories and all that, and he cannot win an election. If not, I would have preferred a younger president who can travel to any state without even informing the governor. And get things done.
True.
This abandoned project, what are you people doing? This is our road. Well, this is a road leading to this particular road.
Why is it not fixed?
The people will know that, yes, this is the duty of the governor, this is the duty of the federal government. You understand? You are giving them money, you are not doing anything. Okay, imagine what happened during President Buhari term. He gave data almost 260 something.
I was in Asaba last year for my friend's wedding, and I'll tell you for a fact, it doesn't look to me like an oil producing state.
You understand? Go to Bayelsa
for 3 days.
Go to Bayelsa. I also have a route to Bayelsa. To Bayelsa. You understand? Go to Bayelsa. Go and see how the people are suffering. The last time I went to my village, almost 4 years ago, if you see the tilapia,
because the water is the
way the water
exactly.
is the tilapia were brown. You understand me? See the condition of the people. This is the reason why I keep.
Thank you.
Let me say this before I go. Please, Governor Ayédatiwa, if you fail to address the challenges of the larger people, you will hear from us. You will hear from us.
Well, I'm sure I have interest in Governor Ayédatiwa. I'm from Ondo State, a proud son of Ondo State. So, and the question we've been asking is Ondo State really lucky? Since last year, November, till now, how lucky is the state been? It's a problem. The security issues in Ondo State now is crazy. The head of Amotekun in Ondo State came out and said that they got over 600 security requests in the past 8 months. What's happened to the forest rangers? Or perhaps the passion to drive Amotekun to secure the Southwest died with the former governor, the late governor Rotimi Akeredolu. Maybe look at it, that's why he's no longer interested. Perhaps. Maybe we'll have more questions. I'll try and reach out to 1 or 2 persons to have a conversation.
My name is Olumuyiwa from Bajilani.
Mr. Olumuyiwa, good to have you join us on the show today.
And I saw your intro. It was your intro that kept me.
Thank you.
But I also saw that some of our contribution, although you try to balance it sometimes, maybe we need to be educated. Now, I thank God the last discussion and the last discussion you had with the person that just finished talking. He said the president gave the governors money. Majority of us, we refuse to ask our government to Lagos. And we start complaining about Lagos, and every one of us, we are just talking about Lagos and the federal. What about our state? What are our governors doing? Now we know that they have money more than before. There's no excuse. If you say governors are not, well, I know my own governor in Lagos. He's working. I just left Ogun State. I just came back from Ogun State. And I saw that in Ogun State, in few places too, there are few improvements. So some of these governors are working. Especially in Lagos, I was at a Greek, and I saw all the roads that even in Ikorodu, everywhere. So why are we talking like this? We should not
that are not working will be challenged to work.
We'll be challenged to work. Many of us that come from some states that our state governors are not doing anything. Why can't we go back? If the state governor is out of that place, because it wasn't just any place, there was hunger and everything. Even me working, getting salary, my salary could not do me anything. So I have to get myself back from that state and come down to Lagos. Why? Because, and this is the people from that state, they will be doing the one that they are many of them are in Lagos here. even more governors, we know that we see that many of us will go back to our states and we leave government states and coming back to Lagos. When I was going to the east, I said bye to my people. I said I'm not coming. But when I got there, I couldn't stay here. I had to run back, go back to your village. Your village is not conducive. You go there within a week, you have to rush back.
Thank you very much.
So
thank you. Let's also talk to other people. And I thank you also for joining us for the first time. And I hope you continue to join us. We get to run this show every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. And this is not the only program that we get to talk about politics or policies or current affairs. From Sunday Political Roundtables, Friday from 4 to 5:30.
If you are talking about a patriotic citizen, why did I say this? If you are a patriotic Nigerian, whatever that is meant for me, you won't siphon. If I am there, whether that money was given to you or not, we remember that yes,
this money is for these people.
It's not there. This money is not meant for me. This money is meant for the people. If two or few group of people sit there,
6 trillion.
Yes, between Yahoo and somebody that sit down at the time of Buhari when what's the name? This man from Kano accused Yakubu Dogara. Yes.
Well, I appreciate if we can call back. I think we still have a little more time on the show today. Umar Ismail from Ijayu. What is the primary responsibility of an elected government? In all honesty, APC government is a total failure at all level. As we speak, governance is on the break, and none of them is talking about 2026. It's all about 2027. That means they don't really care about you and I. I mean, God bless Nigeria with good. See, government is a total failure. What happens to the state controlled by Labour Party? That's Abia State. What happens to Kano? That is being controlled by the NNPP. What happens to Oyo State? Osun, Bauchi, Plateau, those states that are being controlled by the PDP. What happens to Akwa Ibom states? Are they doing any better? We should ask ourselves. We can all see prosperity clearly staring at our faces. 24-hour supply of electricity, fantastic road network, industries are functioning well. Nigerians can now feed well with food very cheap. Inflation is low. Exchange rate is very fantastic. With air conditioners on the street, at least in Abuja, fantastic. Jonathan, this is a whole new level of sarcasm. But I got a message.
Okay. You see, I always like to talk with facts. You see, people should remove sentiment or sectionalism when they are appraising. You remember the time we started this democracy? What year? 1999. I think I'm correct? Yes. Now, this is a government that used 2 years. What is our achievement right from the time of independence? Of democracy. Let's talk the fact. With our leader that's been carrying us along right from the inception of democracy. We see this is nowhere we are. You understand? If not because this man came in, if not because our refinery is working, we should have, the Dangote refinery is working, we should have know how much we are going to be buying for it now.
True.
2 years in government, compared with our democracy that started 26 years ago. You understand? Nothing is working. All the textile industry is being killed. The refinery is being killed. What? Is it not people that are leading all that from time? If Nigerians they are open aside, we have been shouting at that time. We will not meet ourselves in this particular moment. So let's say the fact. Most of all our leaders that have been leading us, they don't love this country. They don't love us. You understand? They're after themselves. That is the way I look at it. So if you are not comparing somebody who has used 2 years in government, you are telling me if he's paying the airline, it's not making us happy. It's making us poorer. That is the basic truth. But don't blame this man. Let him do whatever he can do to resuscitate this economy. Yeah, you see, it has gotten to a stage. States are not even owing. States are not able to pay salary. And let me ask you, Mr. Ope, do you remember what made them to drive Jonathan? It is the governor, state governor, 5 of them. They pulled away from PDP. That was the downfall of Jonathan. So Tinubu is being very careful with this governor because they are enemies of the government.
The new PDP was what brought the downfall of the PDP. That's the new PDP was what the 5 governors went to form before they eventually joined. The CPC had the former president now, Muhammadu Buhari as the candidate. And they have some really crazy numbers, even without a governor or any National Assembly member.
Who are you supporting tomorrow for final? Are you for Paris Saint-Germain or for Inter Milan?
Inter Tatata. I like Inter Milan is actually my Italian team. That's the team I support in the Italian league.
That.
I like that. That should be Achraf Hakimi, right?
Yes.
Solid point.
This man, what is it?
Okay, Ufoma, we'll have this conversation by 6.
We should travel to our state. All of us cannot be in our state. We should also ask the president, France. Have you seen Donald Trump travel out of the United States of America?
Even if he does, he's certainly not going to spend 4 weeks.
No, I didn't even go for medical treatment outside of America. The other time, the British Prime Minister, during the COVID era, can you help me with his name? Very strong. The man could have passed on. But the health sector was able to survive it with the people they had at hand. Do we have there in Nigeria? The answer is no. So, Boboa, we cannot remain in our state. Somebody said that Tinubu is trying. He spent 8 years as a governor. Okay, can you boast that the Lagosha enjoyed in 8 years? Up till now, even when they say that they are giving the other time I traveled for Easter. So let's just believe on God. Let's see.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Mr. Akwe.
You're welcome.
First question, I will not ask any governor anything. One, because when Tinubu was also in the opposition, he never called the governors out. He was called, and I now decide to go and give another person that I know that is a smoker. I know that the moment I give this person, and I know that I've given the smoker the money, people the details of democracy, I'll go and give it to governments that will know that they will never. If you don't give this to the people, if you want to punish people that are subsidy, punish them. If they are too big to punish, then suspend yourself. So they have been doing for the citizen of the nation. All these corrupt people, if we can gain people that have lost our commonwealth, I'm telling you, we don't need to borrow any money anywhere. Just put out all those politicians, get their money back. And that's every day. Everything keep on collapsing every day. And you want to claim that you are working. No, it's not. The person is to cut all the you say working. No, we should battle in this nation now. And the thing
use 22 billion to build the house for the VP.
And you want the governors to be accountable that way. The body language of the president will not know what the governors should do. So it should not give us that directorate that they are giving everybody money. What's the value of the money? Let's go back to the value of the money. What's the value of the money? Now almost 300 naira. That is almost 300. So if you are saying you are giving people 2 billion before you are giving them 6 billion, it's almost the same value. It's almost the same value. So just indict this governor for us, and you want us to go and fight the governor. No, don't just turn out. Everybody should be on the same page. I work with data and I work with facts very well. So you don't just come and give me any insight something.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I actually understand the economy look more stable. If you get minimum wage, if as a civil servant you were earning 70,000 5 years ago or 10 years ago, I will tell you for a fact, there are a lot of civil servants who prefer the 30,000. Now with 70,000, you cannot even. When you were getting 30,000 as minimum wage, you could buy a tuber of yam of 1,000. Today's market. When you were earning 30,000 as minimum wage, a loaf of bread was 450. How many bulbs would you get for 500 naira now? How many would you get for 500 naira before? So the more money you think you are getting, the lesser the value of this money. Fact, what would you rather have? 1 billion today or 500 million?
Good evening, Mr. Akwe.
Good to have you join us on the show today.
Oh, you have Mr. Desmond on the line.
Mr. Desmond, you're welcome.
What is the primary of responsibility of government? Is it not life and property? Any government that faces these two things, they have failed. And this government has failed. Yes, I think yesterday there were reports that those bandits, they went and strike one state again and kill almost 40 something people again. of you are free, total failure. So anything that is patriotic. If you are trying to, if you love this country, what is happening for this country, you will not be happy. If you are truly love it, if you are truly patriotic, that you say you love this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We've done a lot of the calls. Let us look at the people on the other side of the messages, okay?
Let me start by saying Jibola has said, Mr. President knew the problem on ground. A buoyant life. He's living a prodigal life. I mean, you are not even leading by us. It's all about solving and making the people happy. And the poor keep on getting poorer. We see how he's using state funds. Okay, back to their state. Would Lagos be what it is today? I think sometimes country is when you have people, there's not a Lagosian leaves Lagos. How many people will be left?
Thank you, Pastor Ambrose.
For you see, we are talking of how Nigeria will be okay, and we are giving an excuse for a man who is had enough.
Thank you.
This man should write his name in the.
Thank you, Pastor Ambrose. This is Prince, and he says it's time for politics. Okay, no, he said, is it time for politics, or for the government to concentrate on the delivery of serious concerns to Nigerians? This is a declaration of total war against him. Which way is Nigeria going? This is why a coalition of Peter Obi and Atiku is largely compulsory if they want power. Okay, I don't know if we're going back to the conversation of just wanting power or wanting a country that would work. In Nigeria today, protest is a crime. We don't even have access to these guys. How do we hold them accountable? You heard that the Senate president said the last time during the endorsement, the End Bad Governance protest, he openly told Nigerians to go and protest while they will be eating and watching. You have covered several protests and events that is centered on advocating for good governance, and you saw how Nigerians are being treated. How then do we hold them accountable? I'm highly disappointed with these so-called politicians and the political jobbers. God bless Nigeria with good leaders. Umar Ismail from Ijayi, Ojokoro. Thank you. This one says, my name is John from Ijaniki. We that are not benefited anything from the so-called allocation to state governors, let them return the subsidy. Tell the callers it is not compulsory. We must live in our state of origin. Actually, you can live everywhere. I mean, I've spent the better part of my life living outside of the Southwest, where I was actually born. Let's go on Facebook, and Zino Agbahowe says, one man called now, they blame past leaders. I make the APC and BAT help us return Nigeria back as they meet them before we PDP day now. At least I know how my life be that time. I know say my 1K get value. Now the federal government foolish, okay, apologies, policies they kill us, not those government. Okay. Now APC lock border. Now federal government come on fuel subsidy. Mr. Okpashen and government where they pretend to sleep. They both say him they do well with everything. Now they say him go do halftime talk for things to change. They play. Zino Agawe, thank you very much. Mike Oluwabukola Odu says, truth be told, the 2 years of Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration is worse than the 8 years of former President Muhammadu Buhari. The policies of the president is really harsh and terrible on the people. Anyone still thinking of voting this political party, again, their suffering is doing press up. John Bernard, who he says, thank you, I already took that message. John Benjamin says, well done for the good job. May your effort and that of Fuad and others restlessly working for us. But law of karma is real. Like one old film called The Sins of Our Fathers. Thank you. Saves Ayo. Okay. Shola says Ayo. I hope that's the name. He says, good evening. God bless your program. It has become my daily addiction since I joined in December 2024. Your station is doing well. Irrespective of how people think of this government, the government may have our economy. Will it fix that in 2 years? God will help Nigeria. Good job again, Milan FM. Thank you very much, Shola. Thank you. Francis Onuche says that Baba from Amuwodofi. The owner knows himself. Government zero. Okay, thank you very much. Prince Leo Ozoma on Facebook says, good evening, guy. Please, let's change this narrative. There are blames that would go to the federal government, state government, and local government respectively. For instance, no state government policy would change the pump price of fuel prices in the country, or change the price of dollar against the naira, or the deployable state or federal routes in the state or high insecurity. Therefore, based on the above fact and measuring the performance of these governments, I don't know which of the government parameters this government has improved upon since assuming power 2 years ago. Or do you know any? Prince Leo Ozoma from Isolo is asking. Hamed Tunde Tundam says the 2 years of this government is the worst in Nigeria, according to COP. Okay. John Bernardo, he says immediately this administration was sworn in on the 29th of May 2023, 0/10. John Bernardo, he thank you. Owusu Ado says, I have no. Okay, that's not for this one. Kuforiji Trusty Oluwagbonmi says, welcome to the Situation Room. Thank you. I would always invite you every Monday to Friday. Good Beatrice says, thank God I was able to locate your station. That your caller is an APC. Larola Komi says, I'm eagerly looking forward to see the imaginary and nominal leader that have the magic wand to become the president come 2027, so that all these lamentations would come to a permanent halt. Okay. Thank you very much. Let me pick more calls. We're about to leave the studio. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Good evening, Baba.
You're welcome.
Thank you. My name is Lawata. I'm calling from Suliri.
You're welcome, Mr. Lawata.
Thank you very much. In fact, people like my pastor Bruce, they have seen so many things I want you to talk about. But I want to ask Alhaji Subaru. Like me, I'm here. I'm not going to go to secondary school. Will I open my eyes to leave my children without going to secondary school, my brother? Alhaji Subaru is my brother. I don't know. I need Baba of our president. He promised he want to do it. Nobody to pity him. He know the point want to stop it. Why are we like this? My dear brother, like somebody said, they are buying this, buying that. In the sense of this poverty. My brother, it's a cause. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yesterday, I promised to read some of your messages that we couldn't take yesterday. So let's quickly see how many of these messages we can still catch up on Facebook. Abayomi Oluwayomi says, good evening. Tinubu is the worst president, but he keeps our children in the university for 2 years. He stopped the sit at home in the southeast. The price of petrol is declining and price of food is falling. Well, they still sit at home in the southeast. I'm sure you know that. Ola Matthew says, on paper, Tinubu has done 100%, but reality, the people, Baba, we are still backward. Even Ban A na real scam. Okay. John Bernardo, I'm reading the messages of yesterday as I promised. You says, thank you for the guests you brought. They've really spoken well. Kudos to them. Yeah, my guest yesterday, our director of NBC. Those were my guests yesterday. Kabir Adegbero also said, good evening to you and the gentlemen in the studio. This administration has not done well to me in the last 2 years. President Tinubu needs to change his policies to make the people feel more comfortable. Nigerians are not fools. 2037 is around the corner. God bless my country, Nigeria. And I say, God bless you too. Hello, good evening. My last caller for the week.
Yes, I'm very sorry. I want to react to Mr. Alhaji Subaru.
Please be very brief about it.
He was telling Tinubu for Dangote refinery. How come? Then he said Tinubu is being careful for the governor. That's why he's giving them money. What type of analysis is this? Does he live in Nigeria at all?
Okay. Thank you very much. This one says, it's unfortunate, but since most members of the opposition party are now defecting to the ruling party, which according to them is because of the tremendous achievement of this administration. Sorry, the cost came in. I would also like to defect on one condition. If this present administration can mention 10 items that the price in the market has not, for the past 12 days now, no flash of power supply at Ijagemo, our community, Kotsi IKEDC, Ijegun business unit. praise singer should stop deceiving the president. I read this administration 3/10. Wow, that's statement talk from Edo State. My in-laws are from Owo in Ondo State. I could tell you categorically that since the death of late Akiti, things are no longer the same. I even heard that those that cause havoc in Owo are still preparing to fight back again. What are we now saying? Is it that my state governor, Kwebolo, who is busy around campaigning for the current government? For how long are we going to give them? This month, making it 10 years of APC. Okay. Today is the first day of the 11th year, actually. That's interesting, right? Okay. It's an excuse. It's been excuse from excuse. I know that Nigerians would never learn from these mistakes. Tribalism is our most problem in this country. Let us continue. Those people supporting this current government are the most suffering citizens. But because of this is my tribe. That's Friday from Uwe. Larry from Ilari is an APC man. Maybe it's okay. Please let's leave that to one side. Big shout out to everyone that came through as usual. It's been a very engaging week, and what a way to end it. And like I said, today is the first day, just like they say, today is the first day of the rest of our lives. We've got to be strong and be ready for a fight. And that is the word of the very popular Two-Face Idibia. But this time around, it's the first day of the third year of the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's got to be ready to take decisive decisions. By 6 o'clock, I will be back here to take you through the world of sport on Sports Crew, 6 to 7 p.m. Tomorrow is the final of the biggest club competition in the world, the Champions League. Inter Milan and P.3 FM. Next up is the Global News.